You check your account at 11 p.m. for no reason at all. The number hasn't moved since you checked it 4 hours ago. You already knew what it would say. You looked anyway. Why does a number you already know still make your chest tighten? But the real reason is far stranger than you think. You are about to understand why your brain treats the possibility of running out of money as a threat to your life itself, and why that reaction is not a flaw in you, but a feature of how your mind was built. Start with what the fear actually feels like. It isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives as a small tightening when a subscription renews, a flinch when the card reader pauses a second too long, a quiet math problem running in the background of a conversation you're supposed to be enjoying. You don't call it fear, you call it being responsible, but notice what it does to your body. Your jaw sets, your shoulders climb, your attention narrows to a single point, the way it would if something were moving in the dark beside you. That is a threat response. Your body is not confused. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It just isn't responding to what you think it's responding to. Nothing happened. No one moved toward you. A number sat still on a screen, and your body prepared for something. What did it think it saw? Here is the first strange thing. Your brain did not evolve to understand money. Money is roughly 5,000 years old. Your nervous system is millions. So when your mind encounters a bank balance, it has no category for it. It reaches for the nearest thing it does understand. Resources, supply, whether there will be enough. And enough is not an abstract question to a body that was built to survive winters. So the balance stops being information. It becomes a reading, a gauge, not a number in an app, but an answer to the oldest question your body knows how to ask, which is whether you are safe right now, tonight, in this specific moment. That's why the number moves you, even when nothing has changed. Now, the second strange thing, and this is where it gets uncomfortable. Death is abstract. Running out is vivid. Sit with that. You cannot picture your own death. Not really. Try it and you'll find you're picturing a funeral, or people missing you, or a room you're not in. You are always still there, watching. The mind cannot render its own absence. It has no footage, but running out of money? You can picture that in perfect detail. You can see the specific card being declined. You can see the specific person behind the counter. You can hear the specific tone in the specific phone call you'd have to make. You can see the room you'd have to move out of and the exact face of the exact person you'd have to tell. One of these fears has images, the other doesn't, and your brain does not weigh fears by how bad they are. It weighs them by how easily it can imagine them. Think about how backwards that is. The thing you cannot picture is certain. It is coming for everyone, without exception, and you have known that since you were small. The thing you can picture in high definition might never happen at all. Your fear is not sorted by likelihood, it's sorted by resolution. Psychologists call this availability. The easier something is to picture, the more likely and more urgent it feels. It's not a measure of truth, it's a measure of vividness. Your mind mistakes the clarity of a scene for the probability of it happening. So the fear that comes with a full storyboard wins, every time. This is why the 11 p.m. balance check hurts more than a doctor's warning you filed away last year. The warning has no pictures. The balance has a whole film. Then there's the direction of the fear, and this is the part almost nobody notices. You are not actually afraid of being poor. You are afraid of becoming poor. Those are not the same fear. Daniel Kahneman spent his career on a simple asymmetry in how people evaluate outcomes. Losses land harder than equivalent gains. Dropping from 100 to 50 hurts more than climbing from 50 to 100 feels good. The same distance, not the same weight. Your brain isn't tracking your position, it's tracking your direction, which means the fear was never really about the amount. Someone with far less than you sleeps fine tonight because their number is holding steady, and someone with far more than you is lying awake because theirs moved the wrong way this month. The fear is not about the floor, it's about the slope. And a slope has no bottom. That's the trap in it. A floor is a place you can reach and stand on. A direction is something you can only keep watching. There is no balance high enough to be moving the right way permanently, because next month it will move again, and the watching starts over. You have probably already crossed a number that would have calmed you completely 5 years ago. You crossed it and felt nothing. You didn't notice the day it happened. That's why raises stop working. You get one, and for a week it feels like relief, and then your spending quietly rises to meet it, and the slope resets, and the 11 p.m. check comes back exactly as it was. You didn't fail. You just solved for the wrong variable. You raised the number when the fear was tracking the movement. Now, the twist. That fear is not malfunctioning. It's overqualified. Because a fear of dying can't be acted on. There's no move to make at 11 p.m. So your mind, being practical, mostly declines to hold it. It files it somewhere far away and lets you live. But the fear of running out, that one has moves. Check the balance, cancel the thing, skip the trip, say no to dinner, take the shift. Every single one of those is an action, and an action feels like control, and control feels like safety. So your brain reaches for the fear it can do something about. Not because it's the bigger threat, because it's the one with a steering wheel. You are not more afraid of running out than of dying. You are more able to be afraid of it. And your mind, given a choice between a fear it can act on and a fear it can only sit with, will pick up the one with handles every single time. That's not weakness. That's a system doing its job so well that it never turns off. Does that land somewhere familiar? Because look at what the fear costs when it never turns off. It doesn't just make you careful, it makes you narrow. Scarcity, real or imagined, pulls your attention toward the immediate and away from the distant. The urgent bill crowds out the retirement account. The sale crowds out the plan. The thing right in front of you takes up the whole frame. The fear that was supposed to protect your future starts eating it. You've felt this. It's why you can obsess over an $11 subscription for 3 days and put off a decision worth $10,000 for 3 years. The $11 is close enough to touch. The $10,000 is weather. And the narrowing doesn't stop at money. It takes the dinner you didn't go to, the hour you spent refreshing instead of sleeping, the conversation you were physically present for and mentally absent from, because a small number was running quietly underneath it the entire time. That's the bill the fear never shows you. It charges in attention, and attention doesn't appear on any statement. And here's the modern part, the part that makes all of this worse than it's ever been. Your ancestors could see the grain. They could look at the pile and know. The information arrived once a season, and then it was done, and they went back to living. You have a number in your pocket that updates in real time. You can check it at a red light, in bed, mid-conversation. At the exact moment the fear whispers, you can feed it, and the feeding is instant, and it never once helps. You take the reading again. The reading is the same. The chest stays tight. Your grandparents were afraid of running out too, but they had to wait for a statement in the mail. The fear had a speed limit. Yours doesn't. And the app is built to be opened. It is smooth and fast, and it loads before you finish deciding whether you wanted to look. Every check trains the next one. The relief lasts 9 seconds, and the habit lasts years. How many times did you look today? Not on purpose, just look. So what is actually happening at 11 p.m.? You are not managing your money. You have not managed anything in weeks by looking at that screen. You are checking a gauge you already read, hoping it says something it has never once said, which is, you can stop now. It will never say that. That's not what the number is for. The number reports the position. The fear is watching the slope. They are not speaking the same language, and no amount of looking will make them. And here's the thing, the fear will never mention. The number can never say enough, because enough isn't a number. It's a decision. It's something you make, not something you find. And it is the one move available to you at 11 p.m. that the fear will never suggest. Because a fear with handles has no interest in a door. So you check again, not because the number changed, because you're still waiting for permission that the number was never able to give. You check your account at 11 p.m. for no reason at all, and now you know the reason. It was never the number. It was a very old part of you asking a very old question in the only language it has about whether you are safe tonight. And it will keep asking because it doesn't know the answer isn't in there. If something in this video felt familiar, a specific number you keep checking, a specific hour of the night when the math starts running on its own, drop it in the comments. Name the moment. When does yours happen? What are you actually looking for when you open that app? Naming it out loud is how you start noticing it happen instead of just living inside it. And if this is the kind of thing you want more of, the money stuff nobody else slows down to explain, subscribe. There's more where this came from.